Hello and welcome to Effervescent and happy holidays, by the way. Before we get into this episode, as always, Kinley is going to take it away with a breath work. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, take this time for yourself to ground.
All right. So with Effervescent, we really believe in a full circle approach to health. And so we like to add breath work into our episodes if you're new here. And if you're not, we're glad you're back. For this one, we're going to keep it really simple. No matter what you're doing, keep doing what you're doing, but just become mindful of what you're doing. And as you're mindful, take a breath and then let it go. And just let your breath move in and out of your body mindfully. You're not controlling it. You're not changing it. You're just watching it. And then together we're going to do 3 breaths. And these breaths are going to be unique. And so keep breathing how you're breathing. I'm just going to talk you through it at first, and then we'll do the 3 breaths together. As you inhale, you're going to focus on, instead of drawing the breath down into your body, into your ribs and into your lungs, you're going to breathe and imagine that oxygen is going up into your head. So it's going to feel different in the body. And then you'll exhale out your mouth. Let go of any stress, anything that's been in your mind. And then again, you'll inhale. And we haven't done it yet. If you're doing it, great. But we'll do 3 together in a second. So you'll inhale and draw the air up. And just imagine that you're oxygenating your brain and the stress or the thoughts that have been taking up space. And then as you exhale, you're letting go of those. Okay? Okay, let me clear my throat. and then let's do 3 together. So go ahead and exhale. Always exhale first to let go. And then inhale and draw that breath through the nose and imagine it going up into the head. And you can imagine it swirling if you're visual. And then open mouth exhale whenever you're ready. And then just do that 2 more times. Inhale, the breath goes up into the throat, into the head, into the brain. And you're giving your brain vitality and health as you do this. Then open mouth exhale the stress. And then one last time, the deepest breath you've taken so far. Pull all that new breath, that new oxygen into the brain. Hold just for a second. And then open mouth exhale any toxins or stress or beliefs or thoughts that you've held on to that you don't need. Let it go. So good. Find your regular breath again. If your eyes were closed, open them and welcome back. Let's get into it.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like my mic fell down. Okay, so I am wanting this episode to be one of conversation, but also one of just awareness and understanding for the listener. Because I think everybody struggles with this, and especially around the holidays and especially around New Year's and all of this stuff. It's like, I don't know, at least for me, there's always that almost anticipation where you're like, oh, I got to do all these things. I got to get all these goals. And with those, obviously, is usually health goals, and which is great. And I think that's a good thing. But I also think that before you get into your health goals and what you want to do for the next year, it's so important to think about your last year and even years before that, and how you can almost have gratitude and also let go of the things that you want to let go of in terms of lies when it comes to your health and your body. And so you can just start the new year with a clear, clean slate. And so that's really my hope with this episode for the listener and the viewer here, is just to talk about the lies that you've been telling yourself and how you've been holding yourself back and how it really doesn't have to be that way. And I wanted to talk about my lies, especially when it comes to like my body and health and the things I was trying to get back into, like when I was really getting into fitness for the first time, and what I was telling myself. And then I'll obviously like ask you guys as well. But I was thinking about how I used to just look at other girls that were maybe like a size that I, wanted to be or whatever, or other super athletic girls. And I will admit I played sports my whole life, and so it wasn't super foreign to me to go to the gym for the first time, I think. And so I do want to like say that up front. But I just remembered like looking at certain people and being like, oh, I could never feel good in my clothes because that's just not me. Like I always have to hide who, like what I look like because of whatever. And I, even in high school, I was just thinking about like how many times I told myself that I couldn't be or I couldn't have or I couldn't feel the way I wanted to feel, especially when came to like me comparing myself to other people. Like I just would never allow myself to like think I could do that too, or I could be that, or I could feel that way about myself. And then yeah, I think it's like one step at a time, over and over again. You start to put yourself first and you start to realize that you actually feel good after certain things. And then like lo and behold, I'm going to the store and I'm feeling good about myself and I'm able to pick up a shirt and try it on and be like, oh, like this actually like feels good. And I was trying to think about like what are the ways that I was able to like get through the lies, and honestly I don't have an answer besides day in and day out of just it's not even motivation, it's just dedication to yourself and wanting to have a healthier lifestyle and a healthier approach to everything. But yeah, I wish I had a better answer on like the lies, but I want to ask you guys like what are lies that you have told yourself in the past that you've either gotten over, or lies that you keep telling yourself, and especially about your body and like your story, but anything really. And then like we'll get into how we can kind of get through that.
Okay, I'll start. There's a third option. You gave us two options, but mine's the third option. Okay. So it's either lies we used to tell ourselves or lies we are telling ourselves. Mm-hmm. Mine is lies I am unlearning, like intentionally working through right now. And one of them is like my intention for the year. I've had this belief of I can't. Like I just can't do that. I can't hike the mountain, or I can't, and I'll push past it and I'll do it, but there's still that subtle voice of like I can't have the body that I want, or I can't lose the weight, or I can't get rid of the face rash that I had for so long. I'm unique, right? Like it's only me. My body doesn't do that. Everybody else
else can, yeah,
but
totally.
I can't. Mm-hmm. And so my intention for this year, I have it on my vision board. My vision board's on my phone. It doesn't show on my phone. I was going to say it's here, but I had to cut it. It says, actually, I can. And that's like my mantra for the year is actually, I can.
Love that. Cool. That's a good category too, to be like, if you have one, and even the listener, if you have a lie that maybe you keep telling yourself, like maybe that's one you work through for the next year. But yeah.
You know what's interesting though? With this mantra, I've uncovered a deeper lie. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, actually, I can. And I'm like, cool, I like it. But then my ego or brain is like, no, you can't because, and then that's where the lie, like excuse really shows up. Mm-hmm. And my belief has been, it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful to go to the gym. It's going to be painful to hike the mountain. It's going to be painful to do these things. And so I'm like, oh, interesting. That is a lie that I have had deep, deep within me that I didn't even realize.
Can I probe though? It's almost like, what is it about having it be painful that's bad?
Yeah, and that is why I'm in the middle of uncovering it. I'm like, okay, not to get too stuck in the past. Yeah. I don't believe in I believe in awareness.
Being like, why?
But why is it there? Yeah. What happened to me? Like, I don't believe in that. But I have been sitting with, okay, is there like a moment in my past that I created the belief that hiking is painful or going to the gym is painful because...
Or pain is bad because pain... I mean, obviously, there's a spectrum of pain. Some pain really is bad, but
yeah, but like the burn doesn't have to be a bad thing. So why in my brain did it become a quote unquote bad thing? So I'm sitting with it.
I love that.
Yeah, that's mine.
And I like that you don't just have an answer. You know, I think I struggle with that, where if someone asks me a question, I'm like, I like have to come up with something. But I think inviting everyone here, even me, to be like, if you don't have the answer, it's okay. Just sit with it. And I think the awareness will allow whatever it is that you need to know to come up, you know?
I also feel like I've lived I like have struggled ever saying I'm a jealous person because I'm like, no, I'm not a jealous person. But because I'm like, I really believe in supporting everyone. If it's available to one, then it's available to me too. Like I do believe that to my core. But learning to like love the jealous parts of myself or love the hateful parts of myself, the parts of myself that were being mean, like having more compassion has really helped me through it.
I actually have a really good quote. I'm sorry, Mama, and then we'll get to you as well. I have a really good quote that's like so perfect with what you just said. So I have this habit where I every time I'm online, I will like look through TikTok comments or YouTube comments or whatever, because that's where like some of the gold is. Like it's not even the video itself, it's like the comments that are like
For sure.
the most profound stuff or the most like funny stuff. And so I was gonna make a short form video and be like, these are all the comments I've saved because I have a folder. But anyways, this is one that has to do with jealousy and, or I guess envy, jealousy, desire. So this is a quote / thought that I heard from this random person on YouTube. It says, quote, "Desire is a contract with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want." Oh my gosh, that's not even the one I meant to read. I was like, wait,
That's good too.
I like that too. Hold on, pause. I actually don't have this one saved, but the other version of that is envy and jealousy is exactly where it shows you exactly what you want in life, just disguised in something else. And so people that are unaware of that will just hate on a person or send a hate comment or be like, oh, she's annoying or he's whatever. And it's like almost every single time, and I've noticed this within myself, it's like that desire, that envy is actually a good thing because it's showing you exactly what you're wanting in life if you understand that that's what it's there for.
Yeah. You ready for a mic drop quote?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait.
Like the anticipation. Me too. I'm like, I just messed up mine as well.
I heard this yesterday because I've been working through this intentionally. And a video I was watching said, it wouldn't bother you if it wasn't inside you.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So whatever's happening in your life, that trigger wouldn't show up if there wasn't something inside you that needed to be healed.
Totally.
Like it's a reflection of you. And same goes for positive. Like that compliment you just gave to someone else, you wouldn't notice that if it wasn't also inside you. It would just be like nothing
That's them. Yeah.
And
if it wasn't in you.
I'm really good at sidetracks, but can we just talk about that for a minute and relate it to all the comments that people make online all day, every day? I am shocked that people are so awful. It's just shocking. I'm like, who are these people just sit and they rip on people for fun or no reason, or they're bored or they're this or they're that? I'm like, are we really that unhealthy as a nation or a world that like we have that much to say about other people and how awful they are? That's a reflection of the people saying it.
Totally. Exactly.
Kind of bringing those two thoughts together, and it's frightening.
I have so much to say on this topic, and it's almost like a cultural moment where this might be like a good clip or something, which is funny. But
she's talking to me because I'm in charge of making the Instagram
I know, like
clip.
it's almost funny to like say it to the audience to be like, this is a good clip. But I have I thought about that because I've been online and have been creating enough to almost see like the progression of hate and how open people are, and I do feel like it's gotten worse. It never was good because people could just hide behind their screens and whatever. But did you guys see the Love Island girl do you know what Love Island is? It's like don't watch it.
I feel like I've seen the advertisement, but I haven't seen it.
It's like a raunchy TV show, kind of like a Bachelorette spin-off in a way, but it's like
Paradise-esque.
Paradise, yeah, where it's like couples that go into like a villa and then
I don't watch it, but it's like a huge deal.
It's like it's dumb. It's genuinely like trash TV. It really is. But so like they have this thing where it's like a new bombshell just came to the villa and it's like a hot boy or girl that like gets introduced to all the couples and then there's like fighting, whatever. It's great. But anyways, the only reason why I bring this up is because a girl, it's happening like right now, is like a new bombshell just came to the villa and she's actually from Utah, and I followed her because she's really good at golf. She's like super cute girl, but her name's Vanna and she has a lot of plastic surgery. A lot, and just a lot of work done. She's obviously like beautiful, but she has been getting so much hate ever since she got to the villa, the TV, like on the TV show, that the producers and people are like messaging and they're like, we are getting so much hate, like you guys have to stop. And everyone like her friends that were controlling her accounts had to like turn off all the comments, and they just keep posting and being like, we've never seen anything like this, like whatever. And it's gotten like just to such a degree that I've never seen before, where it's like, I don't know, it's just to another level. And I almost worry that that is a direct reflection of how much society is struggling right now, because I just think it's getting worse. And I also heard Andrew Huberman, he's a, podcaster guy. He actually says, he's like, I treat the internet like a bipolar friend that I have. And I have to see it that way, where you'll see like the very best in the internet and you'll see the very worst. And so like I really treat it as like a bipolar friend, and I think that's so true. And anyways, that was such a side topic, but yeah.
I know. I'm like, how did we get onto it?
It's my fault. I'm really
No,
good
it's
at the
okay.
distraction.
I mean, it's the world we're living in, and it's the reason that I was so scared to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's people listening to this who are also wanting to do something with their life or their social media, and they're so scared of the hate comments. And the truth is, like, they're there. Yeah. And it's just like something
It won't go away.
When you do find your people, though, it's almost like, okay, it still can hurt, but it's almost like, I've got the people that I really care about their opinion. So
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying we got there because you were saying it was a reflection. We say things that are within us. So when you're talking about jealousy and things like that, like there's a part of you that maybe is feeling a certain way, and so you say something.
Yeah.
Yes, which same with the Love Island thing. Like, and this is not, I'm not putting a blanket statement over everyone. I guess I am. But like, if you're taking this really raunchy, trashy show, like you said, and that's only going to attract a certain type of energy that's also like probably shame and hate and
only caring about looks. The whole point is looks. It's super shallow.
Yeah, so it's like that is a perfect example of everything's a mirror to us.
You know what? I have a perfect way to tie this into the lies that you tell yourself. And I'm like a chronically online person because of the nature of like what I create online. And I feel like this needs to be said, that the lies that I have developed within myself, I've sometimes read on the internet from hate people, like from people that are creating hate comments and whatever. And maybe this hasn't been talked about as much as it needs to be talked about, but it's the whole thing of, oh, I didn't even know I needed to be insecure about that. So if you're reading all these comments and you're looking at all these hateful videos of people making videos about other people, it's like, I feel like that really is subconsciously being like programming you and controlling you in a way to be like, oh, well, my lie this time is that I can't be a famous TikToker unless I get plastic surgery. Maybe that's a lie, or whatever. And like, you can create whatever it is in your head, but you see all of the opinions of the entire population right there in front of you. That's so like unfiltered and unmasked that I feel like that is creating tons and tons of lies within people. What do you think about that?
Well, I think about when you're putting together a board for a business or a board for a nonprofit. I've done it in both scenarios, and you don't want everybody at your table. You maybe have, I mean, when you talk about numbers for boards and how many should be there, you don't want to get too many people because there's too many opinions, even of good people.
Yeah,
there's too many opinions. It's hard to narrow it down. It's hard to focus. It's hard to problem solve. And so you're very strategic about the seats that you want at that table. So thinking about it with internet, like, do you want to invite, thousands of people that you don't even know them, you don't care about them, you don't even know who they are, and then they're saying the meanest things, and it's not adding to anything that you have to decide about your life? Or do you want to strategically go, okay, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, I'm so excited about my future and my life, and I'm going to call my buddy that is so good at bringing people in. I'm going to call this other person that is knowledgeable about money, taxes, insurance, whatever. I need to call this person. I love to think about our brains having a board table and not about letting all the people that are running in through the doors and wanting to sit in the room.
Like
Inside Out. With
I mean, like Inside Out, it is. It is, we have all those voices going on even inside of ourselves. So being strategic about what we let in is so important.
Totally.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I once heard this, and I'm super visual, and so it really stuck. And I don't know where I got it. It might have been Tony Robbins. Couldn't tell you. But they were talking about the brain, and they were imagining, like, okay, if there was someone inside your brain right now who is holding a microphone, who is holding the microphone? Is it your father's voice inside of your head that you're hearing all day long? Is it the person on the internet, all the people on the internet's voice that you're holding the microphone to the crowd of paparazzi or whatever, and they're all screaming hate comments? Are you holding it to really anybody else, or are you turning it off and like listening to that inner voice?
Love that.
Yeah.
It's so true. And I do think that those create the lies. It's like you have to take it and run with it and then like really like create the lie. But I mean, it's true. Whatever you let into your mind, it has the potential to plant roots within your head. And so
Music.
yeah, I mean, I could get into a whole thing about
There's so much.
music,
There's literally
movies.
so much.
It's not just food that you're consuming. It's literally everything. But I want to get to you, Mom.
Oh, I was hoping we'd get past that.
No,
trying
I
to
mean, you
distract
don't have
everybody.
to always answer. Like, we don't always have to do popcorn.
No, she
but,
does.
But I'm curious.
It's fine. I actually at first didn't have one. And I'm like, dang, I don't want to just make up something. But then I'm like, oh, I got it. My biggest lie I think I tell myself is I'm too busy. And I hear that from a lot of people because we are busy and we do fill our time. We're good at filling our time with something. And so when I have a goal, or if it's like being active or whatever, trying to get my exercise in, things like that, I will say as my lie, I'm too busy, I can't fit it in. However, I love how Kinley brought up the bottom layer of that. It kind of reminds me of the emotion wheel where you have the one emotion, then there's the deeper emotion. This reminds me of the same thing, like I'm too busy. And then I'm like, but what's underneath that? What I'm most scared of is that consistency is really hard for me. And it's like doing the same things over and over and over. I feel like I'm in a box and I start twitching and I'm like, I can't do the same thing again I did yesterday, And so I think that we all have 24 hours in a day. And if we prioritize something we care about, there's always a way to fit in something you want to do. And we might have to give up something else that we don't want to give up, or to shorten things, or be creative about how it happens. But it can happen. We're not too busy.
Totally.
And consistency, my lie maybe on that side is like, I can be more consistent. I've done it before. I just have to be really proactive about how that happens, whether it's in my traveler's journal has helped me. I also use a phone. I use alarms. I use body doubles, other people there being around me. I tell people what I want to do and then talk about how it went. There's ways that I trick myself into be consistent, but
Oh,
I'd
gosh.
say those are my bigger lies.
I have an
whole
incredible
episode.
thing for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I have an incredible thought experiment. If you want to do it with me, but you don't have to. I don't even know how to do this thought experiment, but I've heard this once and it really stuck with me. So maybe this will, I don't know, help me debunk your lie.
Yeah, tell me.
Do you brush your teeth every day?
When I'm consistent. No, I'm just kidding.
But really?
No, I would say yes. Most days I brush my teeth. There are with the days that I don't, and I didn't the other day. This is
mean,
embarrassing to
but
admit, but I'm just
Is
saying.
it a 90%?
Yeah. But now I have to
10%?
tell you this. I didn't, and I dreamed about brushing my teeth all night long because it was just
Did it?
gross.
Yeah.
And I woke up and like, oh my God.
Okay, do you pee every day?
I pee. That's the most consistent thing.
Do you get dressed every day?
No.
Okay, you know what I mean.
I know
You
I'm not
genu-
helping
I
you.
mean,
I
yeah.
get dressed. I pee. I drink something, not enough water usually, but
But like, if you, I mean, truly, because I heard this, it was like if you sat down and thought about what you did every single day, 80% of it would be the same
Yeah,
thing. It's just
yeah.
what you choose to do the same thing about.
yes,
So
yes.
whether negative or positive. So it's like, do I doom scroll every day? Yeah. I'm pretty consistent on that. Do I brush my teeth pretty much every day? I mean, I don't think consistency is an everyday thing. I think it's like the percentages, like 80, 20, 90, 10.
Yeah.
But really, like I heard that, I think from just a TikTok somewhere, and I was like, that is true. I don't even think you can't, as a human, not be consistent. And I think that is a lie that we tell ourselves, is like, no, we are consistently doing something. It's just if we are aware, and then if what we're choosing. So I just wanted to say that, and it's not even just for you, it's like for the listener as well, to be like, what are the things I do every day, whether I like to admit it or not, or what are the positive things I do every day that I'd like to keep doing, and just know that we are incredibly consistent humans and creatures. There's that whole thing about like how many thoughts do we think that are the same thoughts every single day? It's like 80,000 of the same thoughts or something like that. I don't know. Do you know the study on that? It's like
I've spoken about it, written about it. It's a
yeah.
ton. Basically, I can't remember the exact number, but we do think the same things over and over and
Every
over and over.
day.
It's at least 80, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
a ton.
of course you be consistent. It's just choosing what
Yeah.
to be consistent on. I don't know. I just thought that was really a really interesting thing because it was like this lady and she was sassy. I can't remember her name. I wish I could, but she was like, "You're consistent and let me tell you why." And like, I don't know. She like totally called me.
I
out.
love
I was like,
that.
love that. But thank you for sharing. I really appreciate
Well,
that.
and thanks for teasing me. You know, I know I'm having a good time and teasing back, but it's so true. We're creatures of habit.
Yeah.
And we are doing the same things over and over. It just might not be our goals.
Yeah.
So it's shifting our consistencies
Which,
into
how do you
areas.
shift it?
Oh, well, that's performance psychology, right?
I mean, that was the whole next chapter of this. So yeah,
Oh.
let's do it. How do
didn't look
how
at
do you
the
do
show
it? No. I mean, just naturally, it's like, okay, what's the problems, and then how do we fix it? So do you have anything on?
I mean, I always say awareness is first.
For sure.
Because if we don't even know that we're having the same thoughts every single day, we don't realize we're having habits every day, but
Yeah.
we could change them. Awareness, is a big one. And then I think this time of year, it's so cool to then start writing them down and be reflective. So we're like, okay, this is what's going on. I'm aware, being brutally honest with ourselves. And then what are we going to do so that we can shift that going into the next year? I actually have a story I want to share if that's
it. Yeah,
okay. I
please.
think that is cool. It goes with this topic. And quite honestly, I've been a little dizzy lately with my eyesight. So if I stutter, that's why, but it's okay. We
If
know
you need
this.
help too, I can help with
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
I'm happy to read it too.
Okay, it's called The Fires of Hogmanay, and it's Scotland's New Year's release ritual that they do.
Love
And it says, in the Scottish Highlands, long before fireworks and resolutions, the new year was welcomed with fire. The festival was called Hogmanay, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and it was more than a party. It was a deep cultural ritual. Fire symbolized purification, letting go, and starting fresh. Can I have you read the rest because my eyes are struggling, and then I have something to say about after it.
In villages across Scotland, people would gather for bonfires, torchlit parades, and even fireball swinging ceremonies, where men would swing balls of flame around their heads and hurl them into the sea to symbolize the burning of bad spirits, regrets, or the weight of the old year. In rural areas, families would also practice an ancient rite called seining. I hope I'm saying that right. They'd burn juniper branches inside the home, let the smoke cleanse the space, then open all the windows and doors to let out the old energy. There wasn't always a formal script, but the meaning was clear. Let the fire carry away what we no longer need. Though they didn't always write things down, many households symbolically burned items that represented loss, fear, or hardship, especially in modern adaptations of Hogmanay, which incorporated journaling or paper burning rituals into fire circles. I love this.
Isn't that
Thanks
cool?
for letting me read it.
Yeah, so thank you. And I just thought, isn't this cool this time of year to think about that? And I spoke recently at Reunion, a networking business that my friends started. And I talked a little bit about how fires are cleansing and how even in forests, there's seeds that don't even open and spread unless the heat of a fire pops them open so that they can spread and grow new forests. And that's kind of like life, right? We have these fires that kind of refine us. And I also read about how there's some indigenous people, and one man, I can't remember his name, but he said fire is medicine. And his whole point was that we need to even clean out dead brush and things like that and have mini fires so that there's not a forest fire that takes over the whole forest. And when we do that, and thinking about that in our year, what mini fires can we light so that we're cleaning out the dead branches and the dead things so that a forest fire doesn't totally take us over. We're being intentional about understanding our awareness and then setting new intention for the coming year.
I love that.
That's really cool.
I love that. And Kinley, I mean, you've done that. You've showed me that too, is like writing down whatever you want to
A
write
release
down,
ceremony,
and and like burning the paper. Like I always thought that was so cool. And I think too, there's so many people that have talked to me and I've like talked about journaling, and they're like, well, I don't want anyone to read it. And I always say, I'm like, burn it then.
Yep.
Burn it. Doesn't matter. But I do think especially the physical action of handwriting is actually like really important to like connect with that and then release it.
Mhm.
But do you have anything to say about that?
I just think it's so cool because, of course, I sage, I smudge, I do fire burning ceremonies, I do all those things. But to hear like another different tradition in Scotland is doing it, it's just really cool. And for me, I'm like, there's something there.
Totally.
If they're doing it across the world in multiple places, like there's got to be something more there.
I wonder if there's any studies on it. Not like I think there needs to be a
On
study
what?
for it. Just like almost like the fire burning rituals. Rituals. And if they've just, I don't know, just any type of study on that would be kind of interesting. Not like I have to believe it because of a study, but I just
I
would be
doubt they
curious.
studied it.
I think it's important also to think about, how do I think about fire? I made a meme last week that was a woman standing in front of her house burning down, and she had a s'mores out. It's so twisted, but it's like, we can look at the fire in our lives, and heaven forbid my house burns down, and we can kind of be in denial and be like, oh, I'm just going to cook my s'more, or you can look at it like, okay, I'm going to think about this in a way that it's a new beginning. I'm gonna cleanse and I'm gonna rebuild. Now, my cousin had her house burned down, so it is no small thing, right? I mean, I'm making light of something that can be big. Melissa
Yeah.
in Alaska.
There's a couple of people we know that have had this.
Yeah, and it's horrible. And I also remember her saying afterward, the small, beautiful things that did come from it. Her family realized, oh my gosh, we don't have our clothes, we don't have anything, but we have each other. Luckily, nobody was hurt in this fire, And so when big things happen in our lives, or fires happen, and we want to change old lies, and we tell ourselves we want to move forward, how can we look at, the seeds of beauty that come from the hard things, and to leave the old stories or the things that we don't want from this fire, and then take the beautiful things from it into the next year? And I think it's kind of what, we're talking about today, is how do we do that?
I almost think too, and I don't know where to like put this thought into, but even in terms of like fitness, but anything, I think something that really needs to be talked about is either yo-yo dieting, or like just going so hardcore, especially at the beginning of the new year. Like it's like everyone goes so gung-ho that they forget that it's supposed to be sustainable for life. And when it comes to like lies and all that stuff, I think that it's almost two different topics, but I do want to say something on this topic is like, whatever you put into your life, okay, whatever you're trying to do, whether it's like you're not going to believe these lies anymore and you're trying to come up with new routines and new stuff to do, if you can't do that, whatever this new action is, this new thought, if you can't truly know you can do that for like the next year or next 6 months, I would genuinely recommend like reining it back a little bit and think about like the smallest things you can do to commit to. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of both of your topics because they do merge. So it's like, how do you do that? How do you rein it back? How do you deal with the forest fire or house fire, forest fire, whatever, and make it like what you want it to be? I feel like it's leverage. For me, I think awareness is first, always. Like we have to become aware to know, okay, the house is on fire. The forest is on fire. Maybe it's not going to work with a forest fire analogy, but for me, when I'm trying to make a change, I am aware first, and then I don't feel like I can jump into the action. This actually goes with the chakras. First chakra is like, okay, you're present. You have to become present and aware. And then second chakra, you have to feel it. You have to feel what it's like to be in the pain of it.
Totally.
And in the opposite, you have to feel what it's like if you actually made the change and really were living that life and feel it so strongly, but also feel that pain if you didn't change so strongly that it creates leverage. And then third chakra, you take action. Yeah.
The highest, or not the highest, the I listened to this podcast episode from the Huberman Lab. Again, he's a neuroscientist, an ophthalmologist, really smart guy. Anyways, not me saying it. He said that the studies show that when people are trying to make a change, the biggest emotion that actually makes them have the change is either anger or fear. So, and it's good to focus on the positive and stuff, but he's like, yeah, most of the time, you have to tap into like the anger and the fear of how you're feeling, and that generates like so much emotion. And so there's actually a practice that I've actually done before, and again, take this with a grain of salt. Like, don't always think about it in this way, but it did help me, where it was some bad actions I was doing. Let's say like I was spending tons of time on my phone. It was making me really anxious, all this stuff, okay? And the question to ask yourself is, if I kept going down this road, what would my life look like in 10 years? And for me, it was like utterly depressed and anxious and like not okay. And I think that is a really good practice, especially when it comes to like health. Not to be, absolutely morbid, but it's like some people are doing some real damage to themselves. And so if you are able to sit and kind of like
how is this going to turn out?
How is this going to turn out if I keep going down this road, and make it vivid enough? Because that's what he talked about. He's like, if you make it vivid enough where you are like living in that, will generate more change than I think you'll even know what to do with, because you really see it. You see like what happens if you keep going down like that route instead. And then you can obviously always do the positive side of that. Is
people are so scared though that they're going to manifest it. So like, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to lean into it. I'm so scared that I'm going to make it a bigger deal. But it's like, if you would actually just like sit and see,
it's the awareness of it.
You're going to want something else, and you're going to create something else because you actually let yourself see it.
And can I say right now, it's so easy to think about other people that are doing this instead of seeing ourselves do this. And how often do we walk around, and I know I do this, and I think about the people that I love, and I'm like, oh, why don't they just do this, or this person it doesn't matter the topic. Even as a parent, why doesn't this person do X, Y, and Z? And we want to change it for them because we love them, but we can't control them. And it's not going to be real change ever if it's coming from somebody else anyway.
Yeah, because that's not sustainable,
right.
like I said.
I have to remind myself of this all the time. And so there's sometimes when I think, okay, maybe if I help scare them and I say, hey, do you realize what's going to happen if you don't change X, Y, and Z, that it will help them. And in a way, does it? Does it help them? Maybe in the short run, maybe it makes it worse. I don't know. But I guess the challenge is to remember it for ourselves and not for everybody else. Yeah. And that's really hard to do. I have plenty of things that I need to change myself. And if my energy is with other people and what I want them to change, I'm not working on myself. Having said that, what people do around us also affects us. The people that we love has a direct effect on us. And so
we'll create the lies that you tell yourself as well.
Yeah. So it's a really hard thing. And I also think, like, I was having the thought while you were talking, it's like the unhealthy, whether it's body, mind, soul, whatever, causes these actions that we repeatedly do that might not be healthy. But then those actions cause more of the depression and anxiety that then also causes to do it again. And it's a cycle I think we all do in different ways again. So maybe I'm bringing up more challenges than answers right now. But
I think we gave good tips though. Like, I mean, what I just said, what Kinley just said with the chakras and being aware, and then doing the practices of either burning the things that you don't want to think about. It's like a life audit, and then like burning the things that you don't want to think about anymore, the lies that you tell yourself, because you're aware enough to have that, and then create the poor vision of your life if you keep going down this road, and then the positive vision of your life after that. I don't even know if there's anything more I can say other than that.
I actually think I have a meditation on my YouTube, Kinley's Lane, that
I'm reminding myself. I'll tag it if I can. Here below.
It's Kinley's Lane, and it's like one of my first videos ever, and I think it's called a Future Self meditation, but You literally look at yourself in the mirror a year from now, 5 years from now, something like that, 10 years from now, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good. So
Love that.
that's another tip, another helpful
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, one thing that I wrote down when I was thinking about this topic is writing down the lie. So if you're going to reflect and go, okay, what's the lie I'm telling myself? So in my case, it's like, I'm too busy, right? I'm too busy to X, Y, or Z. And then
This is your homework.
oh,
Pull out a
homework.
piece of paper, get on your phone and do this, write this down, because yes, it's fun to listen to a podcast, but to really create change, like answer these questions.
Yeah, and it'll take longer than we
So
have just
what was the
being
first
here.
one? Yeah.
The first one, writing it down.
your
So like
lies.
Brighton, like you're saying, like awareness. What am I, like the question you asked us, okay, I'm too busy. What's one thing you're going to write down? And no filter, be real. And then number 2, you're going to fill it. And this is kind of what Brighton and you, Kinley, you were both saying, fill it at all costs. Like, let it be fearful, let you be angry, you know? And Kinley saying, how is that going to, you know, fill inside? Not shaming, but like just to be aware, right?
Embody it, yeah.
Embody, yeah.
And I do want to say before you say the third
Yeah.
one, feel the emotion. And if you're so worried about like manifesting it, when you're done, like feel it fully. But then when you're done, you can say like, okay, I'm done. I'm letting go of that. Like you have more control.
Yes, I love that. And then number 3, speak the truth. So what truth wants to come out through instead? Say it out loud. So even like speaking it is another way to just like you're saying, Brighton, like bring it into reality, like really feel it, say it out loud, and being honest and kind. Step 4, let it go. So this is what Kinley's saying. Draw a line under the lie. That's the boundary. Rip the page, burn it, like Brighton was saying. Keep the truth. And that's what you carry into 2026. Is that the next year? I can't believe it. But that's what you're going to carry from that practice is the truth of it. And then I wrote a few other notes, and I'll just say athletes know lasting change starts with identity. So visualizing that identity for the year coming up.
Totally.
What is that going to look like? Like Brighton, for you, when you think about your new year and your health, where you're already so good at taking care of your health, how do you visualize? Do you visualize something different than what you already do, or more staying with what you're doing?
I think it changes every single year depending on what you want, because it's like once you reach some sort of goal, there's always like a different thing you want, which is something I'm realizing, especially when it comes to like your body. You could lose the weight, and then if you don't heal it inside, you're always going to want to like put on more muscle then, or be thinner than, whatever. But I think for me, and in terms of like identity, I actually heard this, and I've thought this before for New Year's specifically, is if I am this type of person and I want to be this type of person, what does this type of person do every single day? So I actually changed my New Year's resolutions from big goals, because I used to do that all the time, like all the big goals I wanted to reach. And this is something that I actually didn't think about, but I'm really glad you brought it up. This is something I do every single year. Not even instead, I'll do big goals. But anyways, this is something I really do, and I really, really recommend, is what are daily non-negotiables and daily goals I have? Because what you do every single day is actually what creates your life. And I feel like I really learned that, especially with health, but anything else. And so for me, my goals actually for this past 2 years, because I wasn't that good at it, but I did it, was almost non-negotiables. Is like I have this thing called the 5 S's, and I actually want to do some sort of like book or something, so no one steal this. But it's sweat, stillness, sunshine, soul connections, sleep. Maybe there's a 6th one. Maybe that's 5. I think it's 5.
That was 5.
Yeah. And that's what I based my daily goals off of. So it was like, yeah, it was just
That's
like
cool.
movement, soul connection. Can I text someone? Can I call someone? Can I just see someone? Stillness is usually journaling for me, or reading, or I don't know, something just more still. Yeah, sunshine, going outside.
I love
So
that.
last week we posted our vision board workshop, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Especially if you're listening to this on like a podcast form, go watch it on YouTube, because you can see our faces, you can see our vision board examples. But this whole episode today is going to help you with last week's episode as you gradually make the vision board that's coming
Totally.
for the next year.
Totally.
I think your thing that you shared is so cool. I know I'm kind of going back, but it's so cool because it follows the chakras.
Oh.
Literally, we've already talked to 3. 4th is love, have compassion, and then 5th is you speak it,
Uh-huh.
and then you visualize it, and then you let go. And I'm like, that's so cool that
It's
it was
just
right
truth,
there.
right?
Yeah.
It's cool.
Universal truth.
Universal truths. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. I think I said this in like you actually clipped this that I said, but it was like,
Clipped like she cut it out, or
no, like
I
she
posted it.
Oh, good.
posted a clip
I
of
was gonna say,
it.
that was
but,
just kidding.
but it's just everything to do with the wisdom that's been here for thousands and thousands of years, and some of it's just now being studied, like breathwork studies and whatnot. It's just like there are universal truths that will ring true no matter what. And I think being open-minded as the listener, because I think we've said a lot of things, and we've said the scientific way to do it, we've said the chakras, we've said writing it in a journal. So take what resonates with you, I think is what I'm trying to say. And I think we had a lot in this episode,
There's a
actually.
lot. This was jam-packed.
A lot of tools and a lot of thoughts. And so we are so excited for you guys. So excited for what you do this year to come. And I'm excited for what we do this year to come.
And
Yeah.
check out the show notes. We have resources in the show notes too.
Mhm. We'll tag your video, and then we have a freebie that's a book list. And maybe
We have a couple freebies. We'll probably just have them in the show notes.
have them in the show notes, yeah. Maybe for this year to come we'll do something fun. But yeah.
If you have something you want to DM us, your lie you're going to let go, we would love to hear that. We could
Yeah.
share it.
No, we're not going to share
Not
it.
with names, but I think it would be.
Anonymously.
I think it would be cool to hear
That
like
would be
this was a
interesting.
lie and this is what I'm replacing it with, kind
love
of a
that.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
I like
really
that
cool.
a lot. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's all. Until next time. Bye.